Hello YouTubers and welcome to Mud Max Metal Detecting. Right, today we are talking about frequency. Now the reason why I wanted to do this is because I hear a lot of talk about frequencies and I think some people are a little bit confused. I see people with low frequency machines who make comments saying, look at all these little tiny bits that I found. It's rubbish what they say about low frequencies. They do find the small stuff. I don't think anybody's ever said that low frequencies don't find small stuff. I think the point is that the differences in frequencies are quite subtle, but there are certain tricky targets that lower frequencies will struggle on more than higher, and vice versa. It's not a cut and dried, no small stuff with a low frequency, no big stuff with a high frequency. And a lot of you out there know that. But I just wanted to do some tests that kind of really showed that, hopefully anyway. So that's what we're going to try and do today. Damon's on the camera. We have got a bit of background noise from some traffic and there was some music earlier on, but hopefully all of that isn't going to stop me from doing the video and letting you hear the tones. I'm going to, as much as possible, show you the remote on the dais and show you the frequencies I'm using and keep the camera rolling because I want you to know that this is honest. But it's not a defining test, it's just a bit of fun, but we're going to have a bit of fun with a few targets and we're going to see what happens to signals when we change frequency. So let's get stuck in. Right, okay, let's make this a tough one. Let's get her down there a bit. I've hit a root or something. Yep. Okay. Now we've got a bit of depth. Yeah? Now we've got a bit of depth. You can see there my hand. So you get a rough idea of how deep that is. That's got a bit of depth on it now. Let's take our little Roman coin, and again, I'm not going to put this flat, but I'm not going to put it on its side. I'm going to put it 50-50, look. So it's laying at a bit of an angle. Push that there and it won't move. Nice and hard. So it's like that. It's not like that, and it's not like that. It's just like that. Right. Let's get all this on top, just so there's something over it. As I've said before, I know it's not real world detecting. I know it's not a natural target. I don't know if you get a halo effect with Roman bronzes. I don't really care. I'm just doing this for fun and sharing it with you. You have to make of these things what you will. Okay. So, what are we in first? All these tests are in GM power, don't forget. It's just a nice neutral program to do them all. 4 kilohertz. Okay. I'm moving about and it's really not getting it. Try that way. No. Oh. Well, I was standing in that position a minute ago and nothing happened. Right. If I brush the soil, it's getting it. The slightest rise, and nobody detects brushing the soil that often. You don't have many places where you can. So I can get that with 4, but I've really got to work at it. And that coil needs to be rubbing along that grass, which is flat, so I can do it here. Come round that way and it doesn't really matter. It's just trying to break through if I keep the coil really low. Okay, so 4, some success. Let's put it up to 7, 8. Let's put it up to 8. Yeah, I'm not having to try and brush the soil now. I'm just tickling the tops of the grass. Yeah. And if I brush the soil, let's turn around. Doesn't like it that way, but still a little bit more feedback than 4, but not a lot. Yeah, no, a bit better. Not a great deal in it, but definitely a tad stronger. Okay, let's go to 12. Now, in theory, it should start getting a bit better with each one, shouldn't it? I don't think there's any doubt there that it's getting better. It's much easier if I really go close. Yeah. I can raise the coil a little bit on that one. I'm not getting the same struggle I had with 4. Just turn her around. Yep. See how I'm getting a lot more now at the other angle? So if you're walking the field this way, on 4, let's go down again. 4. If you're walking this way, there's the odd spit. You're going to be so lucky if that stops you. I mean, yeah, it's not going to stop you, is it? Okay, 18. Now, how good is it going to be if you're walking the other way? Spitty, but it's two-way. Do you know what? I think that was actually slightly better on 12, that one. Let's go back down to 12 and we'll have a look. Can you see that okay? I want people to know that this is exactly what we're saying. Yeah. 12 kilohertz.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I would say 12 kilohertz likes that one slightly more than 18. So that just goes to show how fickle kilohertz really are. Keeping that coil exactly where it is. Back up. Back up to 18. That's spittier. Back down to 4. Should be losing it now in theory. 4 kilohertz, should lose it again. Yep. It's desperately trying. If I scuff the ground. It's a spit, it's full of iron tone. It's horrible. 12 kilohertz. Let's go back. I think this is the winner. On this target, this Roman in the ground, 12 for me. There you go. That is slightly cleaner than 18. Not a lot in it, but slightly cleaner and clearly far, far better than 4. So when people say that kilohertz doesn't make a difference, oh yes it does. It's only slight. And a lot of the time you're going to get a lot of the same finds. But on certain targets, it does make a bit of a difference. Okay, let's go in the other direction. This is a lovely Victoria penny. Absolutely lovely. So we're going to put this one down. Now obviously being a big copper penny, we want to put it at a bigger depth. So as you can see, we're way on down. It's about a foot. Now I don't measure. The reason why I don't measure is because different soil, different conditions will give different results. So if you say a machine will do this at 10 inches, it may not somewhere else. So it's at a good depth. And again, I'm going to put this not flat, not on edge, but just slightly angled, if I can get this blooming dirt to stay out the hole long enough for me to do it. Right, so let's just put it like that then. So that's like 50-50 again, yeah? It's leaning. It's not perfectly upright and it's not flat, it's leaning. It's a bit of one and a bit of the other, okay? Very gently, put some soft earth around that like that so it doesn't move. And there's a few bits of broken glass in this area and I should have gloves on. Even when, look at that, even when you're doing tests like this, you shouldn't be an idiot like me. And don't worry if you thought I was throwing that big bit of glass away, I'm not. I know exactly where it is because we've got all our stuff over there. So I haven't just lobbed a piece of glass for anyone that thinks I have. just getting it out of the way quickly for speed. Right, so that's way on down there. Top of this sod is starting to crumble up a bit, but again, going back to what we said before, this is just for fun. We're not out to rewrite the books on metal detecting. You make of all of this what you will. Okay, deep copper. Now they might all get this, and if they do, that'll prove a point in itself actually, in my opinion, so I'm not too worried if they do. So, frequency. We'll go down to 4. Okay, 4 kilohertz. Start off with that. Now in theory, this is a good frequency for deep coppers. Getting it one way. That's stopping me. Not so much now, but there's still something there. So there's a position there that it really loves at that angle. But you come round. Yeah, likes it there. Bit more broken up as you come round. Okay, let's go up. Let's go up to 8. See what happens on the copper. Put it back in the main menu so you can see. Doesn't like that. Yeah. Loves it there. Seems to like that at quite a lot of angles. I did just slightly lose it on one of them. Okay, 12. 12 on the deep copper. Pretty much loves it most in the same angle the 8 did. Hear how it's cutting out there? Just a large aircraft guy over. Sorry about that, folks. Really struggling there. Okay, let's go up. 18. Right. Right, now that's an angle that I'm sure one of the other frequencies got it better at. Now, hang on a sec. That's pretty weak. I'm going to keep in exactly the same position and go down, back down to 4. That's a bit stronger, isn't it? Would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Just show everyone that I have gone back down to 4. Okay, I'm back down to 4. Keeping the coil in the same position. Back up. Back to 18. Same position. That's much more chopped, isn't it? And it's gone quieter. Yeah, that's definitely not as good, is it?
No.
We'll keep coming round in 18. Loves it there, but I think they all did at that angle. But okay, straight across that way. I don't think you're digging that with 18. Let's drop down again then. There we go. We've gone back down to 4. This angle. Yeah, there's definitely something there more, isn't there?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you make of that, folks? Right, so we've got GM power, and let's go into the menu and just show you that we're on frequency 4.0. So this is the lowest frequency on the dais. Now let's go over this target. Do you want to come in a bit and just... Can you hear that? That's a very faint iron grunt, or what I would call a very faint iron grunt. Alright, just look down at the target again. There you go. Right. Let's go up one. 7.7. Now, whatever that is, I couldn't hear it in 4 and I can hear it in 7. Let's go up again. Lovely. And last of all, 18. And that is so crisp. I haven't moved a muscle. Let's go back down. All the way back down. 4. Oh, it's just trying. What numbers? Let's have a look. Let's go out of the mirror, look at the numbers. There you go. I can get the odd spit. Okay, so I think that proves conclusively that on whatever this target is, 4 kilohertz struggles much more than the others. So let's keep the camera rolling and let's go and see what we were actually putting the coil over. There she is. That is a gold ring. Now I can't remember which gold it is because this was found, not on a field, but that is a gold ring. It's worth about £120 now. If it was annealed and cleaned and whatever they have to do with it, cleaned up, ready to put in a shop window, it's about 400 quid. But I had it valued. It was actually found when some workmen were doing some work on my house. It's nothing to do with any of my family, but that is a precious ring or an expensive ring. It's about 400 quid's worth. And even now it's about £120 worth of precious metal and stone. So you saw what happened in 4 kilohertz and you saw the results when I moved it up. So yes, it does make a difference. Right, keep the camera rolling. What I want to do now is I'll put it a little bit shallower and I'll put it completely flat. So it's completely flat now. Just a bit of earth over the top. It's not deep. This isn't a deep target. So it was slightly at an angle before, now it's completely flat. Let's try 4 kilohertz again. Let's give it another chance. Yep, 4 kilohertz, okay. Right, so there you go. The smaller frequencies, they will get stuff. So when people say, oh, I've got a 4 kilohertz or a 5 kilohertz machine and I still pick up tiny stuff, yes, they will. Every single frequency will pick up small stuff. It will find gold, but some are a little bit better than others. It's not massive, but they do excel a little bit more. There is a variance in frequency. It does make a difference. When that was a bit tougher, only a fraction tougher, it wasn't on its side, it was just at slight angle and ever so slightly deeper, but still not a deep target. 4 lost it. But just bring it up a little bit easier and yeah, 4 kilohertz. What numbers are we getting on that? Let's have a look. There you go. So I would say that's still slightly undecided. Is that jumping? Yeah, so, but going on tones alone there, 4 kilohertz has got that. You got a 4 kilohertz machine, or you got the Daisin 4 kilohertz, you're going to get it. But ever so slightly further under the ground at a slight angle, 4 kilohertz lost it, and all the others still got it. So frequency does make a slight difference. Okay, so there we go, folks. That was really, really interesting. In my opinion, it proved that frequency does make a difference, but it's a bit of a difference. But on occasion, it could be a very significant difference. You're not going to go on a field with a 5 kilohertz machine and come home with that bag of fines, and go back the next day with a 20 kilohertz machine and come home with that bag of fines. It doesn't work like that. Most of the time, you'll have a bag regardless. But I think we did prove that on certain targets, you will miss stuff with certain frequencies. Most targets you'll get, and that's why we all find the same kind of stuff, the same kind of little bits and big bits regardless. But I think that proved that on certain targets, frequency does make a slight difference, and occasionally it can be the difference between finding it and not finding it. We only know what we get, don't we? We don't know what we've missed. That's detecting. It's under the ground. If we don't get a signal, we don't know it's there. But yeah, that was an honest test. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do comment down below. Let me know what you think. Have you done this kind of stuff yourself before? Have you tried this kind of stuff? What were the outcomes? What did you find to be the case? Look forward to reading your comments. Right, until the next time, and I've timed this rather well because it's about to start pouring down with rain. Good luck, happy hunting, and I'll see you soon.